So like I said, 2021, we're day 4, halfway through. I'd like to thank all of our sponsors for this year who helped make Jewelry Week possible. Great list of folks there. You should research all of them. They're instrumental in making this week a possibility. Of course, also thank you to our official museum partner, Museum of Arts and Design, and our official education partner, Commence Jewelry, and all of our other wonderful partners who come together to support and collaborate with New York City Jewelry Week. So we have an action-packed lineup, so I'm not going to spend too much time introducing this next program because they've got a great lineup for you. But just to kick things off, Art Jewelry Forum and the Jewelry Library present Jewelry Stories Live. They're bringing you a number of amazing creators from around the world, and I'm going to hand off to Yvonne Montoya from AJF and Karen Davidoff from the Jewelry Library. Welcome you both to the stage.
Thank you, Alex. And thank you, New York City Jewelry Week, for this great opportunity. Yvonne and I have had so much fun working together on this, and we are delighted to present true life stories by an international roster of jewelry artists, writers, and enthusiasts. These stories, you'll see, will reveal, reflect on, and remind us of the power of jewelry, and they are a testament to the community of jewelry as well. So thank you for that, AJF and Yvonne. And before I hand over the mic to Yvonne and introduce our incredible, she's going to introduce our incredible line of storytellers. Many of them, by the way, maybe even most, making their storytelling debuts on this virtual stage. So we have one note. The storytellers will not be able to hear applause as in real life, but by all means, cheer them on in the chat. So take it away, Yvonne.
Thanks so much, Karen. It has been an honor to work with you throughout this entire process, and a real privilege to work with our storytellers that are going to be presenting today. So on behalf of myself and the AJF board, we're grateful to collaborate with the Jewelry Library on this project for New York City Jewelry Week. Okay, I think we should just jump right into it and get started right away. Okay, next up is Sogand Nobahar, who's in Italy right now. And through her practice, she goes beyond the boundaries to share her voice and help others be different in their life. Welcome, Sogand.
Hi, thank you, Juan. Thank you. Yeah, I'm really excited also to share for the first time this story about how everything got started for me. Since I was a little girl playing with my mom's jewelry, I've always dreamed of making jewelry myself. I was born in Iran, but I moved to Italy when I was 23. After studying and working in the corporate and academic world, finally in 2016, when I read about a contest in Italy where you had to design a piece of jewelry for International Women's Day that brings the attention to the issue of violence against women, I decided to enter the contest. I started my research and I found so much anger towards men, and everyone seemed to talk about how men should behave. So of course, I wanted to find an inspiration for a design based on what everybody was saying. But at some point, I kind of felt that I didn't agree, even though I come from a male-dominant culture, and believe me, I know how it feels to not be treated equally. But I kept wondering, what if we go in another direction? I started thinking about once when I was in Iran. In a shared taxi, I was sitting in the back with a man and woman, and I was in the middle. I was really uncomfortable because I didn't have enough space to move, and the man on my left was sitting with his legs and arms really wide open, kind of pressing me with his elbow. And I was forced to push myself towards the woman on my right, which she was whispering in my ear continuously that, don't worry about me, get closer to me, get comfortable. But I was thinking, why? I don't want to be pressed. I don't want to push. I just want my space, like my right. So I just simply told to the man, look, excuse me, could you please sit in a more appropriate way? And he was like, what do you mean? He didn't even notice what I meant. And the woman still was trying to make me understand to leave the situation alone and don't make a scene, it doesn't worth it, whatever. But I just really, in a calm way, told him again, look, you are sitting in this way, really making me uncomfortable. It's getting my space. I can move. And he was like, suddenly, oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to. I would sit like this. Then he changed his position and he was so careful till the end of the ride. So yes, I decided to go into the opposite direction and not show rage towards men. I thought if we are not satisfied from something, we should start the change from ourselves. We cannot stay in the mud and accept suffering just because society has told us to. As a result, I chose the lotus flower as my inspiration because it grows out of the mud towards light and freedom. It's a symbol of purity, power, and delicacy all at the same time. I submitted my design, and a few weeks later, my lotus flower cuff was one of only 20 accepted designs for the exhibition. Finally, the opening day has arrived. I was so stressed because we were a little bit late. We couldn't find parking space, and especially when I saw a huge line heading downstairs to the cellar where they were presenting the pieces. I just stood there sadly and waited like others, but my partner told me, tell people you're one of the designers and go inside. I'm gonna wait for you here. I tried to go further, but it was too crowded. So at the end, I just stayed there on the stairs and tried to listen to what they were saying in the microphone. And I heard that they were announcing the third place designer and thanking her for participating. At this moment, I was really disappointed because I missed the first part and really out of curiosity asked people around me, do you know who they called for now? And a woman next to me said, kind of, the first person they called for the first prize, it was a strange name with a B in it. Sorry. I was like, could you please remember the name? And she said, no, not really, I'm sorry. Again, I insisted with really difficulty. Asked her, was it like Nobahar? And she was like, oh yeah, it was this. That night was one of the best nights in my life. And I knew finally I was on the right track. I just needed to listen more to my inner voice, even if it sometimes seems risky or wrong, or it means going to the opposite direction, right?
Thank you, Sogand. That is just a beautiful example of how we can practice everyday bravery, I think. Thank you so much.
Yeah.